which we all know that top 4 is going to be taking home a piece of this money. So this is a lot on the line with these squads. Geekay Esports versus Victory Esports. Let's get it on.
So guys, we've got our first matchup of the day, quarterfinals, playoff brackets, Champ Sunday, all the fun stuff is about to go down. But yes, like Rome said, Geekay Esports versus Victory Esports, 2 teams from both sides of the original groups. Both made it out through one made it out through lowers, which was Victory, and then Geekay made it through the upper final. But that was where they lost to Twisted Minds. And I don't know, I gotta put emphasis on Victory. This is my favorite team to watch. I enjoyed them so much yesterday, and I mean, you can't not. They're such like a shooter heavy team.
No, they definitely are. And I mean, they're picking up right where they left off. No hesitation. 30 seconds in, already finding the advantage. And that's the one thing about this Geekay roster is when they went down early, that was typically when they did lose the game. But when they went up, they started, reining in the goals, 3, 4, 5 goals per game. And that was really a testament, in my opinion, to the mindset and the momentum that this squad is able to play with. If they start a little bit down, a little bit slow, they might not be able to get a few goals and be able to pull out the victory. But if they start out hot, that's a squad you need to watch out for. And Victory doing a nice job of keeping them at bay for now. That's a nice clearance off to the side for Victory, just trying to keep this one out of their half.
Yeah, right now Geekay finally getting a little bit of grip onto some pressure as far as putting that towards the Victory net right there. That one to the backboard. No follow-up, or at least a fast enough follow-up, means opportunities are starting to kind of fall away. And it's not that Geekay is playing bad by any means. It's just these shots are coming in a little bit slow, and it's just slow enough that it makes it extremely savable for Victory. That was a great attempt on an angle there. I know Yazid has been kind of like your player to watch as far as like a striker. And his potential is very, very high, but finally, big clear here for Victory Esports as they try and push their way on into that blue half. But a 50 takes us back mid. And clear finally, Victory back on the front. But again, these plays are very, very short-lived. Demos are coming through. It's a wide open net after that first initial demo there. And there you have it. The response goal finally comes through for Geekay.
Yeah, Oval able to clutch that one up, and Fossil being nice, not going to take that one from him. Just let that one sail above his head. He said, all right, I'll let you have it. Finds the equalizer. 1-1 game, 2 minutes in. This is going to be a good one for sure. We expected fireworks. I expected a close match, and right now, these squads are delivering.
Oh, yeah. And these are 2 teams that are very, very familiar with each other. I know I'm reiterating something over and over again, but they have so much experience as far as their head-to-head is concerned. But Geekay has prevailed pretty much every single time. So right now, Victory Esports, although they had an incredible day yesterday, like you said, Geekay also, and they qualified through the uppers. So I don't put it past them to, have a game plan against Victory right now. I mean, you saw Oval, it's just pure confidence, wins his first challenge, wins the second 50, and then just pushes this one right in front of Zizonix. He's able to 1v3 an entire team, right? So if you're Victory, you're kind of sitting there scratching your head like, all right, we clearly need to do something completely different than what we've done before. The problem is it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Geekay are starting to get a lot of momentum on their side at this point. It might be up to Ghazi, but not able to connect there. It looks like Zizonix is going to recollect this one, going to be able to block that one out, make sure Geekay doesn't get any more momentum and able to push it any deeper into the Victory half. But the clear by Fossil is going to be big. Oh my goodness, and the follow-up from Fossil was almost enough to put it in. That would have been an incredible solo play. So much pressure right now Geekay is putting onto Victory. Victory right now are definitely feeling the heat, if I do say so.
They definitely are. It's, again, very quality shots coming out from Geekay, and they just take as many as they are offered. They don't try and push past that and force more, because they are aware that Victory Esports is capable of those big, long clears. It's just a matter of stopping them, like you saw right here, right in the mid, intercepting them, not allowing them to transition as quickly as they are able to, and like that from Fossil, right? These little touches really just slowing Victory down. So even when you're up by one goal feels like 2 or 3 because the amount of time Victory Esports is ever allotted on the offensive side, it's usually very minimal, and this is one of the better ones. It's an attempt to make a floater. It floats right down, though, into the nose of Yazid. He turns it into a bigger clear backup field. Ghazi, thankfully, already down deep in that third to slow things off.
Wow. Yeah, that was a great attempt right there from Zazonix. I mean, you can see he sent it all the way across net, trying to catch the defender off guard, and Ghazi going to be able to do the same thing just to the other side. Great setup, great play. We got ourselves a tie game with 40 seconds left.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It is great. It's a great play. It's great communication, though. It was full team effort on this one, but Zazonix leaving that one for Ghazi. Great placement. Puts it back post, and then off the kickoff, they already put themselves back into the lead. That's what you need. Confidence-wise, that's going to shake up Geekay just a little bit, because right there, you're already faltering. Fossil goes back. Ghazi gets the cheat. It's 1-goal lead with 40 left to go.
I mean, right now, Victory are stringing it together. They needed to have a comeback, and I mean, they've been able to get 2 goals now within a few seconds, and just like that, Geekay are on their heels, but Geekay setting it up off the backboard and in. Yazid is what you need right now, tying it up. We've got ourselves a lot of fireworks in this game 1.
Oh my gosh, these demos and these like half bumps are so crucial and so detrimental at times. Oh man, the game plan worked. You did it. You tied things up. Maybe another one off the kickoff. This one right off the crossbar and out. And it's sent immediately back to the backboard. That's opportunity for SQQP. But again, Yazid, very defensive, solid player for this Geekay Esports squad. Ghazi, that boost taken from him means he's got to make this play on 0 right now, and Oval takes it back. Huge clear over to the backboard. Zazonix was trying to slow it down. He's got 2 headed towards his face. It's a big clear from Ghazi over to Zazonix, and he's not going to follow it. I think for now, Victory just wants to play the safer game, just defend these last few shots, kill that ball, and we got overtime.
All right, overtime in game number 1 of Championship Sunday. Why not? Oh man, these squads right here, they are ready to put on a show for us, and I don't know, I'm feeling like this one might go for a while. I don't know why. I feel like both of these squads are going to be playing really, really safe, and we'll see if that happens. The bump attempt going to be coming out. Yazid tried to flick it over, but not going to be able to as it's heading back the other way. Victory now going to try and set up, but Oval's going to be right there to intercept.
This one, feeling it down. You want to talk about safe, but Geekay keeps throwing themselves up fairly far, just trying to anticipate a transition if it starts to come through. This one off the side, big clear. Ghazi's redirect just with some power, enough to force Victory into that blue half here. And here comes Zazonix. Big demo in the net, but no follow-up is fast enough. And now you got to hope for a 50 on this one, and it falls back out of the net. And a minute into this OT, it's been pretty back and forth in equal parts of pressure on both sides, but Victory Esports trying to have the last laugh.
Yeah, Victory doing a nice job of keeping it in the Geekay half 4 now. Geekay not really able to get a solid enough clear. Oh, and this spells trouble, and that is going to be it. Zazonix puts it away for Victory Esports. As you can see, the defense started to falter, and they couldn't do anything about it.
Nope, even SQQP bumming him into it, honestly, was great help because
of this game early on, and then all of a sudden, Victory, they just took the handle and never gave it back.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is due in part to the fact that Victory definitely respects the Geekay right now and the game that they're able to play against them. So they probably opted a little bit for more of a patient approach, right? Just let Geekay do their thing, defend them as heavy as you can, and then when an opportunity is given to you like this, you take it every single time.
SQQP all by his lonesome. Instead of just going straight for it, he dropped it down low, and Geekay weren't ready for it at all. What a great play. Switch things up. And that right there is how you got to improvise sometimes. If you want to get those big plays, if you want to have those big moments, you got to be able to do just that.
Oh, for sure. And even here, back off the kickoff, Geekay was trying to do something special of their own with forcing a couple of those demos. But Victory Esports, again, they're focused playing a fairly defensive-heavy game because this team does throw so many shots on net all the time. So you do just kind of have to let them almost tire themselves out a little bit, right? And here they come again, Fossil trying to drop this down from the ceiling. Geekay respecting it. This one just headed back, and it's a full attack from Victory Esports. You saw all three players going for the rush on that one. Instead, they're getting demoed on their way back home, trying to defend a couple of these long clears that are coming out to their side.
Yeah, Victory got very aggressive for sure. SQQP now tried to get it past one, but isn't going to win out that challenge just quite. And here we go, as Geekay back on the offensive. They get it off the backboard, but all three players from Victory are going to be back, ready to get the clear one more time, and it's back in the Geekay half. Oval does get a nice touch onto it. See what he can do with it. Is he might be looking from the center off the backboard. He does. It's going to be there, but not enough power behind it, and it's not on target. Ghazi's going to collect this and try and clear this away. Stop this offensive pressure that Geekay is starting to mount.
Oh, man. And the thing with Victory is there's been a few opportunities to really break past that midline, but again, the follow-ups sometimes are just a bit slow. And that's where they were kind of trailing behind in that first game. Once they were a little bit faster with helping each other push forward or not falling off of a play, that's when things got really interesting. Ghazi tried to send this one over. Zazonix was not quite in a position to turn that into anything really. And then Geekay, quick counter. They turn around, work together to try and push forward. It's an infield over to Yazid. Great shot, just a bit wide. But Geekay, for the most part, when they have the opportunity to score, it's these very, very quality shots.
Yeah, the looks that they've been able to get have definitely been supreme. As right now, Victory going to be trying to start a play of their own. SQQP buys Lonesome, but nobody's going to be down there to help him out. Yazid's going to collect. Send it off to the side, but a nice challenge from Ghazi. He's going to disrupt that just for a little bit, and might have been enough to put Geekay a little bit on their heels, as now it's going to be in possession of Victory, who do get the clear, and oh man, looked like he just decided to not hit it. He said, okay, maybe I can fake out the defense and not touch it at all. Ended up not working out. But either way, Victory Esports still getting solid opportunities.
They are, and they are still holding on to that 1-goal lead, which is not a good sign for Geekay, which means you're going to need a lot more time than what you have left to be able to find something, especially if this one goes in. Great save there from Yazid, and a quick turnaround, long shot, immediately pinballed back and forth between both. But then at the end, it's Victory who claim control off this one at the end. This one falling into the mid-oval, just trying to follow it up. Shot from Fossil, crossbar down and in, and this is what I was talking about. When Geekay Esports score, it is usually a very quality passing play. It's a very quality play in general, and those are very difficult to defend if you're Victory.
Yeah, I mean, extremely hard. I mean, great power behind the shot. Went off the crossbar, a little bit awkward, and just couldn't read it. So that's going to be an all-tied game yet again. These squads have not, and nobody's had a 2-goal lead so far. So, I mean, if this series continues like this, we might even be heading to another overtime, which would be awesome, getting multiple overtimes in the same series, man. That just means these squads, they are playing some seriously even Rocket League, but SQQP said over who? Overtime over what? 2-1 advantage for Victory.
Oh man, this is, I mean, I can only say it so much, but when Victory Esports follows each other up so quickly, they look so dangerous. And that was full team effort from Zazonix all the way down to SQQP. Victory Esports back in the lead, looking to extend it over to 3 here. This one past Yazid, off the backboard. Oval just trying to follow it. It's a great stop in the mid from Zazonix, back over to Ghazi. And they just got to waste that last minute, right? You're playing time at this point. It only takes 1 to win. Maybe 2 would make you feel a little better here. But Victory Esports, great man-to-man on this. Great shots, just slowing things down in this last 43.
Yeah, really nice shot, but a great save there from Oval. Now it's going to be Fossil. They'll look to get the reset. It is going to be stolen away by Ghazi yet again. Oval decided not to go up for the challenge, instead deciding to go back to try and get the save, but not going to be able to, because that one was already guaranteed to go in. Zazonix with a beautiful goal right there. Victory Esports get that cushion.
I gotta give props to Fossil because he actually did make the initial save. And that's just unfortunate that the way Oval was headed back just barely tips it right back in. Of course, like you said, it was definitely going in. Zazonix had all the power in the world to keep it going, but to still make that initial save is crazy.
Yeah.
16 left on the clock here, up by 2. Couple last moments. If you can score something with some time left on the clock, there might be a chance. But Yazid stopped in his tracks. 6 on the clock here. Victory Esports just trying to push Geekay all the way back, and they have done it. They waste enough time on the clock that they claim match 2 and match point.
Wow, Victory Esports.
Boost of confidence headed into today as well. And Geekay Esports, they're not even playing a bad game by any means. It's just unfortunate for them that when Victory Esports start to connect and they follow each other up just a little bit more quickly and they turn up that pace of play, Geekay can't quite match that speed.
Yeah, I mean, both of these games so far have been tied with less than 2 minutes to play. So, Geekay have definitely been hanging in there for sure. So, you got some positives to take away from the first couple games if you are Geekay, but you have to be able to build on that and make sure that all the positives that you're allowing for Victory stop coming through, because right now, Victory are just able to put on so much pressure, and really they kept Geekay from having any big amount of positive momentum during that game number 2 specifically. Game number 1, you could feel Geekay start to get a groove, but it never really felt like Geekay had a footing in game number 2.
Yeah, that was the big difference maker, was game 1, Geekay, whenever they were in control, were able to really hold on to it. Victory Esports, though, in game 2, they noticed a lot of those interceptive touches in that midfield, just completely stopping any plan that Geekay had to transition out together. That's what made it so much easier to hold them back. And then now, when Victory has those big clears, you see that second man really far ahead. Unfortunately for them, this time too far ahead, and this one clears right back into that net.
Yeah, not able to get back whatsoever. Fossil able to get the nice touch on it off the challenge, and that clear goes sailing into the net. Nobody back for Victory. And, a little bit of a falter there, but, it happens to the best of them.
Yep, it's a mistake that you definitely have time to correct in this particular game, so it's nothing to fret too much about. But it's a good thing for Geekay. You've got your foot in the door now. You finally have an early game lead, right? You're not trailing and trying to catch up for once, so you can try to build off of this one, and that's what's trying to go down here. This one, staying in that orange half a little bit longer than most. Yazid losing that 50 though, and it goes all the way back into the Geekay half. Trying to follow it is Ghazi here, but great stop from Oval.
Oh, and Zazonix able to get the equalizer there. Yeah, the defense from Geekay was solid for a little bit, but the cleanup crew in Zazonix was able to get it right past Yazid, and nobody else was able to get up for it. That's going to be an all-tied game yet again.
It's such a rough position too for Oval, because he was like kind of forced in a position where he has to make 2 back-to-back saves, and just the way his car recovered just was not in a position to make that second one, and Victory saw that. So now tied game once again. Great response in a great amount of time. That's a good sign from Victory right now. But Geekay got to do this back, double off the backboard, no follow-up. It's just more of a lurk from Oval here, and it gets stopped by SQQP. No boost in the tank. He's trying to just leave this one, and he does. And again, it's just working together to break through past the midfield and just force yourself into that blue half every single time.
Yeah, and giving themselves nice setups as well for some pretty wild plays if they are able to convert. And a lot of these plays are so quick hitting from Victory Esports that Geekay just don't have a lot of time to set up to defend them, and that's what's really been catching them off guard a lot of these times, is the quick hits, the quick retaliations from Victory. Right now it's going to be Geekay with a little retaliation of their own, but yet again they just aren't able to get much from it anytime they get possession. They really haven't been able to get big offensive pressure onto this Victory side, and yet again, here we go. Victory up and away. Ghazi, what's he going to do with it? Look for the reset. Not able to get it past Oval, though. Zovil yet again clutching up on the defense.
Straight back to a reset forward. You saw the lurks from his teammates there, but this is what costed them that first goal at the beginning of this game, right? Pushing up just a bit too far, and I understand, you know, high risk kind of things, but you do have to be able to trust, you know, those first two teammates to make those plays and just rotate back, especially when Geekay's been so much more consistent with their clears. This one trying so desperately to get pushed forward towards that net, but Geekay's defense looks so much stronger than it ever has in the series so far, and just enough to keep this 1v1 out.
Yeah, almost caster curse that immediately. That would have been insane. Yazid with the defense still. Geekay just have to try to find some way to get it out of their half, but Victory Esports are doing everything that they can to put so much pressure onto Geekay right now. But that's the one thing, is that if you just keep on throwing everything in the kitchen sink that you got at this squad, guess what? At the end of the day, you could leave yourself open to a crazy quick counterattack. It already happened once in this game. You don't want it to happen again, and that to be the reason that you end up losing in a game where you had pretty much control, what feels like at least a good 4 minutes of it.
Oh, for sure. Right now, both teams are really just focusing on defense, trying to make sure no mistakes are made at this point, and just allowing those opportunities to shoot to be handed at them. Nobody's quite forcing too much for the time being. SQQP over one. Now the force is starting to come through. Demo could open up the net a little bit. It's a center attempt here to Zazonix, but SQQP goes in as the third here, and they're forced to rotate back. 3 seconds left on the clock. Potential another OT right here, but it bounces up. And SQQP gonna let that one hit the ground. We got ourselves another OT. Victory Esports looking to end it all right here.
Hey, 2 overtimes in 1 series. I will definitely take that all day long. This one has been so close. Geekay have been just scratching at the surface to get into this series. Not able to get one on the board yet. Looking to do it here and start this reverse sweep that they need to in order to keep their top 4 hopes alive. Because right now, Victory Esports are 1 goal away from securing themselves at least $2,000. So right here, this is a $2,000 goal if Victory are able to get it.
Yes, and crazy demos potentially could win you that 2K right there. Big clear field from SQQP. Doubles it, centers it over to Ghazi. This one off the sidewall. Follow up, still slow. Low boost for all of Geekay. And this clear gives them a little bit of breathing room. Trade-off demo sends 2 people back home. And you're, again, if you're Geekay, you're just trying to catch up right now. Victory Esports is forcing a faster game. And this clear, that is a good thing for Geekay.
Yeah, they need as many big clears as they can get. They need as much time to breathe, because right now Victory are giving them absolutely none. Oval is able to get this one out, but yet again, they get the clear, but they give it right back to Victory, and it's just another setup yet again. But finally, okay, maybe Geekay are going to be able to get this one, but no, Oval not able to find anyone in the center except for 3 Victory players to pass it to.
Yep, and Victory right now just really working together, letting Geekay come to them, force themselves out of defense, and then they're looking to try and drive this one upfield. But Geekay, other plans off this one. Bad recovery from Oval, just forced into a position he didn't quite want to be in right there. And as you're approaching 2 minutes of overtime, Victory Esports, as back and forth as this has been, have been fairly in control, at least of how quickly this game is being played. Off the backboard, drop down, great save there. And Geekay Esports desperately just want out of their half. They don't want to play defense anymore. They're finally getting there, but they keep getting demoed and sent back home. And Victory Esports doing a great job. Quick counters, bounce up from the corner, center off the backboard here, and this one sent to the side.
Not able to get anything just quite yet. Over 2 minutes of overtime already. Neither squad really been able to get that final steal, that final goal to seal the deal. Is right now Ghazi just drop it down for the defense from Geekay yet again, holding strong. Zazonix, another opportunity, try to take it off the ground, get it around the defender. Not going to be working out though. Geekay gonna corral this one, get another clear. What are they able to get off of it? Yet again, not much. It's going to probably be going right on back to this Geekay half sooner than later.
There's been so many back passes, too, from Victory, which is just great signs of communication at this point, right? They're deciding that they want to play a little bit more patient game, not force, the rushes and the counters forward. They just want to lurk back. If a clear comes, they want it to be handed to them, and then they carry it all the way through. That's pretty much what's been happening. But Fossil's shot is going to end all hopes and all dreams of crushing this in a sweep here. Geekay Esports, the patience prevails. And, well, they come out of this with 1 foot still in the game.
Don't bring out the brooms just yet. They need. And they got to get them in a row. It's much easier said than done, but the way that they just played this last game, the way that defense stepped up, wouldn't be all too surprised if it ended up happening.
No, I definitely wouldn't be surprised as well. Also, Game 5 is just in the script for all the craziness that's about to go down today, to be honest. Geekay Esports, though, need another win under their belt if they want to keep trying. Otherwise, this is the end of EWC for you as Ghazi puts this one on in. Victory Esports first on the board.
And I'm sure they're sitting here thinking, where was this in last game? Why couldn't we just clutch it up? And like you stated, you need that last player to commit, to tap it in, and that's exactly what Ghazi did this time.
Every single time Victory has been able to follow each other up in a great sense of time, they have looked so good, and it becomes so much easier to get around the defense too. Crazy clear. They're very lucky that shot was off target. Zazonix just wasn't back in time by any means, so they get to walk away off this, but you still got to defend him one more time. Yazid trying to make the angle. It's a setup here for a shot, and Victory Esports having to force Geekay to fall back a little bit. The only way to do so is with a clear, but it's pretty difficult when you're staying boxed in your own half.
Yeah, things are definitely getting a little bit dicey for sure. Fossil able to get the clear. Sends it right up to SQQP. He's going to not really win out on that challenge too badly, but hey, listen, Fossil going to be coming through. Not able to get it past one, but he is going to have a teammate there. Yazid not able to get a touch onto it that he was looking for. Oval off the backboard, but it's going to be going straight to Zazonix. And now Victory with another opportunity off the backboard. It's not going to be there. Geekay looking for the clear any way, shape, or form that they can get, because right now that was a very scary call coming in for Victory.
Oh, man, and there was another one for Geekay Esports, right? The one thing, though, I will say is Victory Esports, for as good as you are at taking shots, you do not have anyone back on that defense right now, and you gotta stay there. This is the second time Zazonix has cheated up way too far in rotation, and it's cost them a goal. And I'm talking two separate games, obviously not this one in particular, but two separate times that same mistake has happened. But it does get corrected fairly quickly. The difference maker is how fast does Geekay Esports build off of this. It's a bump play from Yazid, follow up from the ceiling and down, and Geekay Esports looking a lot better than they did in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really incredible how Geekay Esports have been playing this out. I mean, they're sitting here saying, all right, you can have control of most of the game. You can have most of the shots. That's fine. But our defense is going to end up being better than your defense. And anytime you overcommit on the offensive end and we can catch you out, that's how we're going to get our goals. And, I mean, that's how they've gotten a lot of theirs today. It's worked out great for Geekay so far. Maybe they could just rest on their defense yet again to carry them through this potential reverse sweep, which, I mean, if you get a reverse sweep, Community Cup, $2,000 guaranteed on the line if you win. I mean, that's some impressive stuff right there coming in for Geekay if they're able to do it.
It really is. And you do have to remember that no matter who you are on either end of the field right now, Falcons is waiting for you on the other side. So you do want to take this, game extremely confidently. You want to have solid shots and plays like this because it just gets harder from here.
Yeah, Fossil going to be saying, all right, it might get harder from here, but I'm making this one look easy as he sends it all the way across the net. Able to find it with 2 minutes to go. Geekay have the advantage if they can hold on yet again. And they will find themselves in a Game 5 decider. Oh, my goodness. Yazid almost able to put it in right off the challenge. That would have been absolutely massive for this roster. They could have gotten that cushion.
Big opportunity here, and great stop from Z as well. Pass over to Fossil, falls right into the hands of SQQP, leaves this one for Ghazi. Ghazi using all in his tank to try and set someone up. If anybody's there, Zazonix was. Ghazi,
wow.
No angle on it. It's fine. It hit the net, but it gets set out by Oval, and that's one of those moments where you're just kind of breathing heavily if you're Victory Esports, like, man, we were so close to figuring it out. Now you just got to keep that same level of pressure up, but Geekay Esports doing a great job of trying to slow them down, trying to make a double off of nothing right here. And Ghazi's follow, just a bit slow, still wide, and Victory down by 1.
Somehow, some way, Geekay are holding the line. I do not know how that ball did not go in earlier. That thing was on the line. It seemed like it was definitely on its way, but the clutch defense yet again to be able to boot it on out of there is gonna be the story, really. It hasn't been the Geekay offense. It's just been their defense. That's really what's been their key to success in this series so far. But you know, looking to potentially push it to that game 5 right now. They've just got to be strong. But oh man, Victory Esports said it might be looking good for that game 5, but we still know how to put that pressure on when we need to.
That's just also such a nasty bit of control from SQQP to take that one to the backboard, but turn it around just enough that it becomes a setup. And it was just the rinse and repeat of, if you have someone follow up fast enough and complete that play quick enough, that shot is going to go in. So Victory Esports tie things up, 15 on the clock, potential for another overtime here. Ghazi just really wanting out of his own half here, just trying to kill the clock if possible. Maybe sneak in one more shot at the end here. But Geekay Esports, one more play. If this hits the ground, it's over. And OT is what we get. Just not enough power to steal that game. But off the rip, back into OT. Victory Esports, a shot of their own. A floater is in, and Ghazi gives Victory Esports a spot in the semifinal.
There is no way that just ended like that. You know, Geekay were probably so